You've spent your whole life being told the same thing. If you want something, chase it harder, hold on tighter, never let go. But what if that's why you're so tired? What if all this grasping is exactly what's pushing peace away? Tonight, I want you to imagine another way of living. A way where you don't lose what is meant for you, even when you open your hands. A way where letting go doesn't mean losing, but finally resting. As you listen, you don't have to agree with every word. Just notice what softens inside you. Notice where your body exhales, almost by itself. Because somewhere deep down, you already know what is truly yours doesn't need to be wrestled into your life. And what keeps hurting you was never meant to be chained to your heart. So, let's walk together slowly through this one question. What if peace has less to do with what you get and more to do with what you stop clinging to? Think of your life like a hand. At first it's soft, open, curious, a child's hand reaching out to touch the world. Then experience comes. Promises are broken. People leave. Dreams don't arrive when they're supposed to. So, your hand begins to close. You grip harder. You tell yourself, if I hold on tight enough, nothing can be taken from me again. But look closely. When the fist tightens, what else disappears? Joy, play, ease, the ability to receive. An open palm can hold many things. A closed fist can hold only itself. This is the hidden cost of control. You don't just hold what you love, you also hold your fear, your tension, your constant what if. Detachment in the Buddhist sense is not about cutting your hand off. It is simply about letting it open again. You still hold people. You still hold dreams. But you hold them gently, knowing that everything in this universe is made of change. Attachment says, stay exactly as you are, so I can feel safe. Detachment whispers, I love you enough to let you be free, and I trust I will still be whole even if you change. Many people hear the word detachment and imagine something cold. They picture a stone statue, someone who doesn't care, someone who can walk away without feeling anything at all. But that is not detachment. That is numbness. Indifference says nothing matters. Detachment says everything matters. And I don't need to own any of it. Indifference closes the heart to avoid pain. Detachment opens the heart fully, even knowing it will sometimes break. An indifferent person sees suffering and looks away. A detached person sees suffering, feels it deeply, and still chooses compassion over control. Detachment is the courage to feel everything. without trying to make anything permanent. You can cry and still let go. You can love deeply and still release your grip. You can care without turning that care into chains. This is the middle way the Buddha pointed to, neither clinging nor rejecting, not drowning in life, not running from it, but floating aware in the river itself. And still, a question rises. If I don't cling, how do I move forward? If I don't push, won't life just pass me by? This is where karma quietly enters the conversation. Karma is not a cosmic police officer waiting to punish or reward you. Karma is simply this. Everything you think, say, and do plants a seed. Some seeds sprout quickly, some take years, some never break the surface at all. When you force life, it's like digging your fingers into the soil every day, begging the sprout to appear now. You pull at the stem, you drown it with water, you demand a harvest before the season has even begun. And then you wonder why the plant looks weak or never grows at all. Non-forcing is not passivity, it's wisdom. You still plant, you still water, you still show up, but you stop screaming at the field. You stop believing that more anxiety equals more fruit. You act with sincerity, and then you step back and let timing be timing. The farmer doesn't pull on the rice. The Buddha didn't rush enlightenment. Why do you believe your life will bloom faster? Just because you worry louder? Look at desire closely. Every craving tells you the same story. Once I have this, I'll be okay. Once I have that relationship, that income, that apology, that spiritual experience, then I'll rest, then I'll relax, then I'll finally breathe. But has that ever really lasted? Think of something you deeply longed for in the past and eventually got. At first it felt amazing. Your mind whispered, "This is it. This time it's different." And then, slowly, it became normal. The high faded, your baseline returned, and another desire quietly took its place. This is not a personal failure. This is how craving works. Desire rises, burns bright, then dissolves like smoke from a candle. The problem is not that you want. The problem is that you expect every want to save you forever. You're trying to build a permanent house out of disappearing clouds. Seeing this doesn't mean you stop wanting anything. It just means you stop worshiping desire as your God. You stop saying, "When this arrives, I will finally be whole," and start asking, "What is this longing really pointing at inside me?" The desire for wealth might be a craving for safety. The desire for praise might be a craving to be seen. The desire for love might be a craving to finally feel enough. The object is just a symbol. The emptiness underneath is the real teacher. When you see that craving becomes a mirror, not a master. And yet, we don't just cling to what we want. We also cling to what has already hurt us. Old stories, old wounds, old betrayals we replay every night before sleep. We hold them like burning coals, convinced that if we let them go, it would mean what happened didn't matter. But holding on doesn't honor the pain. It keeps it fresh. It keeps it open. It keeps the wound from ever closing. Letting go is not saying it was nothing. Letting go is saying it was something, and I will not let it define every breath I take from now on. Your nervous system is not built to carry a lifetime of unprocessed stories. Tension in your shoulders, tightness in your jaw, that constant dull ache in your chest. These are not random. They are the body's way of saying, you are still gripping something that is already over. Forgiveness does not mean the other person was right. It means you are tired of drinking poison and calling it justice. You can remember without re-entering. You can honor without re-burning. Release is not betrayal of your past self. It is mercy for your present one. Then there is the weight you almost never see: expectations. They are invisible contracts you write with the world. If I work this hard, success should come. If I love this purely, they should stay. If I'm kind, life should be gentle with me. But existence never signed these agreements. So every time reality behaves like reality, you feel personally attacked. The pain often isn't from what happened. It's from the gap between what happened and what you decided should have happened. Expectation says, after all I've done, this is what I get. Reality says, after all that exists, this is what arrived. Expectations are heavier than possessions because you can put a bag down. But you carry should inside your skull everywhere you go. The practice is not to stop having preferences. It's to notice when preference hardens into entitlement. Intention is healthy. I will act with kindness. Expectation is a trap. Because I am kind, no one may ever hurt me. Freedom doesn't mean you stop hoping. It means your peace is no longer held hostage by how the story unfolds. Patience begins where expectation ends. Not the thin patience that is just anger pretending to be calm. Not the gritted teeth, fine, I'll wait, but I hate this. Real patience is a trust in the pace of truth. In Buddhism, patience is not weakness. It is one of the greatest strengths of the awakened heart. It's what allows you to keep walking when results are slow. To stay gentle when people are difficult. to remain on the path even when you don't see progress. Impatience is the ego's way of saying, I know exactly how and when life should move. And if it doesn't match my schedule, something is wrong. Patience bows and says, I will keep planting the best seeds I can, and trust that ripening is not my job. Think of your own growth. You wanted to be over that heartbreak faster. You wanted to overcome that habit instantly. You wanted to heal in a week. But sometimes the slowness was the teaching. You learned compassion in the days that hurt. You learned humility in the months that didn't change. You learned depth in the years you thought were wasted. Nothing ripens from shouting at it, including you. The mind has a favorite escape route from patience. Two small words. What if? What if I had chosen differently? What if I never heal from this? What if I fail again? What if they're happier without me? What if it's already too late? These questions build entire alternate universes that you walk around inside, while the real moment, the only moment that can ever be lived, stands quietly in front of you. Regret drags you backward into a past that cannot be rewritten. Fear drags you forward into a future that does not exist yet. Meanwhile, your breath is here. Your heartbeat is here. The small doorway to freedom is here. The Dharma doesn't say, never think about past or future. It says, let past be teacher, not prison. Let future be direction, not obsession. Every time what if appears, you are invited to ask, is this happening now? Or is this just a thought? You don't have to hate the thought. Just see it for what it is, a movie, not reality. Slowly, gently, you return to your actual life. The feel of your body, the sound around you. The one step you can take in this exact second. This is how you walk out of the maze of what if. One conscious breath at a time. And then there is the strangest paradox of all. The more tightly you cling to something, the more it seems to slip away. The more you try to force love, the more it turns into obligation. The more you chase opportunities with desperation, the more doors seem to quietly close. Clinging suffocates. Release, on the other hand, has its own mysterious gravity. When you stop grabbing at everything, you become lighter to be around, safer, more open. People feel it without knowing why. They no longer feel pressured to perform a role for you. They can breathe in your presence. And strangely, many of the things you once tried to control begin to return on their own. Not always. Not in every case, but often enough that you start to feel it. What is truly meant for me doesn't need my desperation. It returns when there is space. What doesn't return teaches you something just as important. It was never yours to build your identity around. Either way, letting go gives you clarity. What stays away was a teacher. What comes back arrives cleaner, freer, less tangled in fear. Underneath all of this sits one of the deepest illusions: control. Not just controlling other people, but controlling life itself. Controlling how you're seen. Controlling every outcome so you never have to feel vulnerable. Control promises safety, but delivers exhaustion. When you believe you must manage everything, every surprise feels like an insult. Every change feels like a personal attack. Every loss feels like proof that you failed at running the universe. The body pays for this illusion. Shoulders always tense. Sleep always shallow. Mind always scanning for the next thing that might go wrong. Surrender is not giving up. Surrender is giving back. Giving back to life. What was never yours to carry in the first place. You keep your responsibilities. You show up where you truly have power. Your intentions, your actions, your words in this moment. But you stop pretending that the weather other people's hearts or the timing of every event could ever be under your command. When you stop trying to be the director of everything, you finally get to be what you always were. A participant, a flame among flames, a wave among waves, still important, still sacred, but not in charge of the ocean. There is a powerful strength that only appears after control softens stillness, not the stillness of suppression, where you swallow everything and call it peace, but the stillness of silent trust. In meditation, you taste this. You sit, you breathe, you notice thoughts rising and falling like birds across the sky. If you chase them, they multiply. If you fight them, they grow stronger. But if you watch patiently, without grabbing, something else appears. A quiet space behind the noise. A presence that doesn't need to shout. A calm that isn't dependent on perfect conditions. This stillness doesn't make you passive. It makes you precise. From silence, you don't react blindly. You respond carefully. You don't rush into every argument. You don't obey every fear. You don't fix every discomfort immediately. Sometimes you simply stay. You breathe once more. You let the first wave pass, and you discover that many storms end without you needing to swing a single sword. When you learn to rest in waiting and stillness like this, something unexpected is born in the empty space. Creativity. Not only artistic creativity, but the creativity of living. New ideas, new ways of seeing an old problem, new ways of loving speaking or simply existing. When you're desperate for results, your mind narrows to one rigid path. Everything is about getting there. There is no room for play. But creativity needs play. It needs room to fail, to wander, to be messy. Detachment takes the pressure off. You can try something without needing it to prove your worth. You can begin a project without demanding it become your identity. You can express yourself without turning every creation into a status symbol. Ideas flow more easily when you stop holding them like trophies. The same is true in relationships. When you stop trying to choreograph every conversation, a deeper, more spontaneous connection appears. You laugh more. You listen more. You give the other person space to be surprising. Life itself becomes more creative when you are not constantly editing it to match your script. And beneath all of this, deeper than desire, deeper than control, sits the most subtle attachment of all. The attachment to me. The idea that there is a solid, permanent I at the center of everything. Every fear of loss is really fear of me being diminished. Every craving for success is really craving for me to be more important. Every resentment is me clinging to a story of what should have happened. Buddhism doesn't say you don't exist. It says you don't exist in the way you think you do. Look closely for this self. You find a body always changing, emotions rising and fading, thoughts appearing and disappearing, memories shifting their edges every time you recall them. Where is the fixed I in this river of constant movement? Like a whirlpool in water, there is a pattern, but no separate object you can take out and hold in your hand. Seeing this doesn't make life meaningless. It makes life lighter. If there is no solid me to defend, insults don't cut as deeply. If there is no permanent identity to preserve, change becomes less frightening. You can change roles, lose and begin again without feeling that something essential was destroyed. The chains around who you must be begin to fall away. Then kindness, creativity, and love flow more freely. Not because you are trying to be impressive, but because there is less you in the way. Even on the spiritual path, the ego finds a way to cling. You can get attached to being spiritual, attached to progress, attached to experiences of bliss or calm. You can turn meditation into a competition, turn scriptures into weapons, turn humility itself into a costume to impress others. This is spiritual materialism, using the tools of liberation to build a prettier prison. Detachment invites you to let go, even of this, to meditate without announcing it, to help without needing credit, to study without needing to be seen as wise, to walk the path without turning the one who walks into a brand. Enlightenment is not something you display like a medal. It is the quiet loosening of all the places you once clenched, including the image of yourself as someone who has arrived. So, where does all of this leave you? Not with a command to abandon your life, but with a gentle invitation to loosen your grip everywhere. You can still love, but let your love breathe. You can still dream, but don't hand your worth to your goals. You can still work, create, practice, and hope, but do it from a place of openness, not desperation. Remember, what is truly meant for your path does not need you to beg, chase, or bleed for it. It arrives when conditions are ripe. And if it does not arrive, its absence carries a blessing you might only see later. Letting go is not a guarantee that life will feel easy, but it is a guarantee that you will stop fighting life on every page. Tonight, as you lie down, you don't have to solve everything. You don't have to decide your future. You don't have to replay your past. You don't have to hold the whole universe together. You are allowed to unclench from the jaw, from the shoulders, from the heart. You are allowed to whisper to yourself, I release what is already gone. I trust what is still on its way. And I rest in what is here now. The rest of the journey will unfold in its own time. And when your mind tries to grasp again, as it surely will, you'll remember this simple truth. Peace was never hiding in what you could hold tighter. It was waiting in the space you were once afraid to open.